Hello students, my name is Supriya Singh and in today's video I'm going to explain the poem Dust of Snow, which is there in your first flight book. The poet of this poem is Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American poet and he was known for his hold on American colloquial language. And in most of his works, in most of his poems, you will get a very beautiful depiction of rural life. This particular poem has been taken from his collection New Hampshire, for which he won Pulitzer Prize. So without any further ado, let's get started with the explanation of the poem. This is a very small poem but with a very significant meaning hidden inside it. In the very first stanza, the poet says, "The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree." So in the first stanza, the poet is having a very bad day and he is in a very depressive mood. He is sitting under a hemlock tree. Now, hemlock tree is a poisonous tree with white flowers. There is a crow sitting on the branch of that very particular hemlock tree. The crow must have been there from the very beginning, or it must have flew down from somewhere. And the crow's movement shook down the dust of snow upon poet. Maybe the dust of snow falls upon poet's shoulders or maybe on his head. So basically the dust of snow are the fine particles of snow that must have remained after a heavy snowfall that must have happened the night before. Now in the second stanza, we will see what happens after the crow's movement dusted snow upon the poet. So the poet says, "Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued." The poet says that this simple incident has changed his mood. After the incident, he realized that he had wasted a part of his day in lamenting and being lost in sorrow. But this sudden change in his mood has made him realize that he should utilize the rest of his day in doing some productive work. So his spirit got revived and he was ready to utilize the rest of his day. So by the end of the poem, the poet has already realized that he should utilize the part of his day that he has already rued. Now, rued means to regret for something that cannot be undone. Through this poem, the poet has highlighted the unimaginable healing power of nature. From bad mood to bad health, there is nothing that cannot be cured by nature. The poet was having one such bad day and he was in a very bad mood when a crow's movement shook some dust of snow upon him, and this snow makes him instantly happier. So he is just highlighting the fact that in company of nature, any person can be healed, be it mentally or be it physically. So that's what he is highlighting it through this poem. Now students, if you focus carefully, the poet has chosen deliberately few symbols which are always associated with bad omens as the bringer of change and happiness in the poem. He has chosen hemlock tree as the setting of the poem. That means he is sitting under the hemlock tree, the crow is sitting on the branch of that tree, and hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. That means it brings death. And he has chosen crow. He could have chosen any other bird like sparrow, like how other poets do when they describe nature, but he has deliberately chosen crow, and we all know that crow is the harbinger of death and fear. Yet he chooses these objects to include in his poem just to show that objects which are often associated with the negative aspects of life can be the bringer of happiness and change. And he has certainly shown it in his poem that these objects which are associated with bad omen, which are considered as bad omen, are the carriers of happiness, and that changed his mood. So he has done it deliberately. Now let us focus on the literary devices that have been used in the poem. So there is enjambment. Enjambment is the continuation of the same sentence to the next line without any punctuation marks, and the enjambment has been used throughout the poem. Then there is assonance in the second line of the first stanza. Shook down on me. So there is prominence of the vowel sound O, shook down on me. Then there is alliteration in the second stanza when the poet says, has given my heart. So her sound has been repeated. And in the third sentence of the second stanza, and saved some part. So sir sound has been repeated. That's why alliteration has been used here. Also, the poet has used inversion in the poem. He has deliberately changed the structure of the sentence in order to create rhyme in the poem. Now we will focus on the rhyme scheme of the poem. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B. Like the sentences are ending with crow, snow, me, tree. So A, B, and that same continues in the second stanza as well. Heart, part, mood, root. Alright, so that's all for today's video. If you have any doubt in understanding any part of this poem, you can let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and do share with your friends. And yeah, thank you.